Man, what's going on, y'all? I pray that you're doing well. I hope you're doing fantastic. We're gonna get right into it. Classic David and Goliath. I don't know how many of you have read this personally, but it is such a powerful chapter. 1 Samuel chapter 17, David's story. This man was a sheep. He was a herder of the sheep, a shepherd of the sheep. The youngest of his family, the youngest of his brothers, the youngest of the army of Israel. He wasn't even in the army. He went to go feed them. He went to go. His dad said, "Hey, go bring some food to feed the army. Bring some cheese with you too. Yeah. Just go help them out. Bring them some food." He came over there. He heard this giant. I don't even know how big he was. Maybe 10 feet. Philistine, uncircumcised, talking crap about the Lord. Talking crap about the only true God. He was talking crap. We see in verse 9, he says, or actually we'll go in verse 10. The Philistines said, "I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together." And Israel heard these words of the Philistine, and they were dismayed and greatly afraid. They're all like, oh. They avoided him. They avoided him for 40 days. They were just fighting for 40 days. They were just fighting the armies, avoiding this giant, avoiding this guy. They were all afraid. They didn't trust in God. They didn't think about God. They didn't have their minds on God. They had their minds on the giant. They had their minds on the challenge in front of them. They had their minds on this thing threatening them and facing them, not realizing that God, they have the Lord, their God, the only true God, the creator of absolutely everything, on their side. And they were afraid of a man. They were afraid of a man. And David, he was feeding his father's sheep. He was doing his thing, right? Youngest in his family, he was like a teenager. I don't know how old he was. At oldest a teenager, right? And he went down and to the army to feed them, right? And I'm skipping around, but he went down to the army to feed them. And the Philistine, he heard the Philistine, he spoke the same words. He heard the Philistine talking crap about Israel, about the God that they serve. And all the men of Israel were sore afraid, and they fled from him, it says. And the men of Israel said, verse 25, "Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. He came surely to defy Israel." 26, and David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, "What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" Who is this? He's uncircumcised Philistine? That he should defy the army of the living God? That he should come against the people of the living God, of the creator of everything? Who is this guy? What the heck? Why are we afraid of him? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all stupid? Do you not even know that God is on your side? Do you not know who God is? What the heck? And he's saying these things, and his brother's getting mad at him. His oldest brother, like, "Bro, why do you even come?" And verse 28, "Why do you even come here? Don't you have sheep to feed? Don't you have sheep to tend to? Why are you here?" Right? Feed the army and get the heck out of here, bro. What the heck are you doing? His older brother says that he was filled with pride and naughtiness of his heart. And that's why he came down. And David said, "What have I now done? Is there not a cause?" David is humble. David is meek. He's understanding that he's a youth. He's very humble, and we see that in the next chapter, right? But we're going to stay on this for now. And he told these men that. And then Saul, the king at the time, said, "Hey, come here. Hey, get that David man who's talking that big game. Get him to come here. I'm interested. What the heck is he even talking about?" And David said to Saul, "Let no man's heart fail because of him, because of this uncircumcised Philistine. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine." And Saul said, "Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth." He is a youth, and the giant was a man of war from the age of David. David's not a man of war. David's a herder of the sheep. He's a feeder of the sheep, the youngest in his family. He hasn't been in war. He's young. People see this little kid, and he's braver than all of them. He's more courageous than all of them, right? He knows more about God than all of them. Never let anyone despise you for your youth. Anyone judge you for your youth. Never let it happen, right? Don't just get mad if someone's, talking down on you. Just accept it and understand that they don't know what they're talking about. Don't let it get to you. Do not ever let it get to you, right? And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. The lion and the bear, they took a lamb, they ran. David could have just left it alone. And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. What the heck? Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defiled the armies of the living God. Dude, David is a beast at this young age. He's still a youth, teenager at most, right? He's just herding the sheep, little innocent little boy. A lion, imagine a lion comes, a bear comes, takes a lamb, right? We're not chasing after that. We're not going. Take it. Take the sheep. I don't care, right? I'm a herd. Go ahead. Nah, he runs after that lion. He ran after and took the sheep out of his mouth, and grabbed him by the beard. Freaking smote him, bro. Killed him. Same with the bear. What the heck? This man had balls. This man was brave. This man knew that the Lord his God was on his side. David said, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear. Not only did he do all that, but he recognized that it was God that delivered him from those situations. He didn't say, oh, I slew this bear. It was all me. I killed a lion. I don't need God. Nah. He says it was God that gave him the power. It was God that allowed that to happen. And that's how we need to be as well. We need to be doing something, accomplishing something, killing one of our Goliaths in life, and recognizing and acknowledging that it was God. Without God, we wouldn't be able to, right? Not getting all puffed up and proud. David was so humble, man. This, 1 Samuel chapter, 17, 18, so good, and beyond. And he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with you. And he put armor on him. Saul put armor on him. And David said, I cannot go with thee. I haven't proved them. I haven't proved that these work. I'm going to just drop him. He went with no armor. He went with no sword. He took a slingshot and a few rocks from the nearby brook. That's all. And that's all. And he went up to the Philistine. And the Philistine said, am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. And David said, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. What the heck? You come to me with a sword, I come to you in the name of the Lord. I don't care what you got. I don't care how big you are. I don't care, what your weapon is. I have God on my side. I have the creator of everything on my side. I have the power of the universe on my side. You can't do anything to me. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee. And I will give the carcasses of the host of this Philistine this day unto the fowls of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. This man was unfazed. He had, 100%, 100% confidence in his God. Understand this, read this over and over again. He had unwavering confidence in his God, in our God, the Lord of Israel, the Lord of hosts, unwavering confidence, right? Like, he's just standing in the face of this giant with a sword. The whole army of Israel, the whole country is afraid of him. The whole nation, the whole people is afraid of this guy, saying no one can beat him. No one can beat him. He just goes up straight-faced, 10, 15 years old, right? And just he knows God. He knows that God will deliver him. And he's just like, bro, who are you? You have no chance against me. You have no chance against me. Freaking straight-faced, straight confidence, no wavering. David is a beast. David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine. Man, he wanted to get this over with. He was like, come here, boy, I'm running to you. I'm running here. He hasted. He went quickly. Oh my. And we all know the story. He put his hand in his bag, took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him, but there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine. What's up now? And took his sword, drew it out of the sheath, therefore, and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. Man, job wasn't finished. He had to go. He stood on his prey. He stood on this challenge. He stood on this thing coming after him, on his enemy. After he had already killed him, he took his own sword and chopped off his head. This guy was unfazed. Unfazed. Someone like yelling in the building next to me, but unfazed, right? And David took the head of the Philistine and brought it to Jerusalem and put his armor in his tent. And he went to talk with Saul later on, still with the head of the Philistine in his hand, bro. As a youth, as a kid, he was just carrying around the head of this giant. What the heck? This man was just a beast. A beast, a G. Like, what the heck? What the heck? And we learn it in chapter 18. I'm not going to go into it now, but read that if you have the time. Oh my. He was so wise, so gentle, so meek. He was put as the head of the armies, right? The king, Saul, offered him his wife, and he was like, who am I? After killing this giant, after being head of the army, who am I? I'm just a poor, herd of the shepherd of the sheep. I'm poor. I'm dirty. I'm nobody. Who am I to take the king's wife and be the king's son-in-law? I'm not worthy. He's so humble, and he gives all the credit to God. All the credit to God. Man, we should all be using David as an example in our lives to try and strive to be more like him. And strive, of course, to be like Jesus Christ, number one. He is the person that we are striving to be. But David is a great, great example. Great example, great person to look up to, man. I mean, wow. Unfazed in life's challenges. Unfazed in any giant, in any challenge, in any enemy that you face. Unfazed. Knowing that the Lord your God is on your side. That is powerful, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. You feel me? Man, I pray that you got exhorted from this, encouraged from this, motivated from this, inspired, edified, and you learned something new. 1 Samuel chapter 17 and 18. Go read those if you have the time. You will not regret it. I mean, wow. Powerful, powerful stuff. That just fed me power, man. I just read it and I was like, bro, I gotta make a video. I'm gonna keep reading. I want to just keep reading and then do something else, but I was like, man, frick it, bro. I'm feeling the power right now. I gotta make this video. But yeah, wow. David is a G. Top G right there. Man, no Andrew Tate. No, none of that crap, bro. Talk about David. Son of Jesse. Herder of sheep. What a G. Anyway, y'all. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. Go read that. if you have the time. If you don't have the time, make the time and read that, because we all have the time, realistically. Yeah, I'm out of here. I pray you have an amazing day, an amazing night, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And yeah, much to come on this YouTube channel. There's much to come. Look forward to it. I just need to start being consistent with these videos and be consistent, and make this one of my focuses in life. But there's much to come. I'm excited. I love y'all. Stay faithful. Peace out.